Hello everyone, and welcome to my Days of Our Lives official. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Some incredible scenes are upcoming in the Days of Our Lives spoilers teaser video for the week of October 14th to 18th. The weekly promo for DOL highlights two distinct storylines that will come to dramatic ends. Sarah Kyriakis will first question Fiona Cook about her involvement in the hit-and-run incident. Following her insistence that she knows it was Fiona, Sarah will express her disdain at her mother-in-law's dishonesty. Fiona will insist that she is not a monster, but when she appears to begin wheeling Sarah in the direction of the off-screen stairway, her actions will demonstrate that she is. There's going to be a horrible accident. In the weekly preview video for Days, Fiona shouts at Sarah while she desperately clings to the doorway. The good news is that Sarah might be saved if Xander Cook appears in time. The bad news is that their relationship will sever once more as Xander must cope with the destruction caused by everything his mother has done. Brady Black is no longer relevant. Eric Brady will assist him in realizing that Fiona put him in charge that evening. Later on, when all the pieces of the puzzle fit together, Sarah and Xander will try again to win Brady's freedom. Days teasers state that JJ Devereaux will attend Abigail DiMera and Chad DiMera's wedding in Paris. Fans of DOL will witness JJ embrace Abigail and declare how glad he is to have her return. Holly Jonas will also be Abigail's maid of honor, but when Mark Green arrives with a gun in hand and is prepared to carry out Clyde Weston's orders, the celebrations will be ruined. Steve Johnson and Kayla Johnson will learn in the meanwhile that the woman claiming to be Abby isn't who she says she is. Since Kayla will be contacting Chad with the truth, she might obtain evidence that Mark tampered with the DNA test. Chad won't be checking his phone since he's too busy enjoying the wedding even when Kayla tries to call and text him. When Mark shows up and puts a gun at Chad, he'll be taken aback, but phony Abigail will tell him that this is going too far. Days weekly teaser video features Abigail leaping in front of Chad. When the clip ends, there's a pow. Is it possible that Mark accidentally shot his sister? In any case, Abigail will make it through the mayhem and finally get the opportunity to clarify everything to her younger siblings. Felicity Green, Kennedy Garcia, and Aaron Green, Louis Tomeo, will undoubtedly be shocked by the upcoming improvements. We'll bring you more predictions about the confrontations and shockers because reports from the spoilers for Days of Our Lives indicate that some incredible moments are coming. The Friday, October 11th spoilers for Days of Our Lives indicate that Holly Jonas had a phone conversation with Maggie Kyriakis prior to her meeting with Nicole Walker at a cafe in Paris. Maggie disengaged and focused on Tate Black, who provided updates on the reasons behind his split with Holly. Maggie indicated that Holly might have been provoked after learning that Holly had smacked Sophia Choi. Maggie also questioned whether Sophia and Tate felt the same way about one another and how wonderful of a friend Sophia was. Tate left without responding since Maggie had another call to take. Maggie was informed by Holly that although their meeting off-screen went well, Holly still intended to stay at a hotel rather than go home with Nicole this evening. Holly would have more time to process her feelings because she would be seeing Nicole again the next day. On Friday's episode of Days, Chad DiMera hesitated to propose to Abigail DiMera at the Paris apartment. Chad appeared ready to wait, as he believed they ought to remarry in front of their kids and other loved ones. Abigail argued, nonetheless, that she wanted memories to accompany her current emotions. Chad gave in after Abigail mentioned she had a feeling this ceremony would help her remember everything. After giving Abigail a credit card to purchase a wedding gown, Chad received a call from Steve Johnson. When Abigail called Mark Green at the cafe to convey some news, Holly noticed her close by and appeared both shocked and perplexed. After Sarah Kyriakis refuted Eric Brady's claim that Fiona Cook was the driver back in Salem, Eric apologized and gave an explanation of how he had arrived at that decision. After having some time to herself, Sarah reviewed Eric's remarks and realized that Fiona had, in fact, been the driver that evening. When Sarah saw that Eric's theory was correct after all, she looked scared. On Friday's DOL program, Xander Cook pressed Kristen DiMera to give up the paralysis cure at the DiMera home. Sarah told EJ DiMera that she wanted to take back her statement, but Xander emphasized that rather than bringing up EJ's denial. When Kristen tried to call EJ for confirmation out of suspicion, Xander grabbed the phone from her. Even when Xander acknowledged that EJ was committed to eliminating Brady, he pleaded with Kristen to give him the serum. Kristen maintained that she wasn't managing a charity and that a deal was a deal. Kristen would not be giving up the paralysis cure until Xander could guarantee Brady's freedom. Xander seized Kristen and made a threat against her, saying that Rachel Black might disappear from the playground. Dr. Wilhelm Rolf would permanently vanish, Kristen threatened, if Xander touched a hair on Rachel's head. Xander informed Maggie about the serum and Kristen's reluctance to give it to him when they next met. On Friday's episode of Days, Sophia ran up Fiona in the town square and filled her in on all the recent goings-on in her romantic life. Eventually, Fiona pieced together that Sophia had become involved in Tate and Holly's romance. After Fiona mentioned that Holly resided with her, she went on to say that Maggie's daughter was married to her son. Remarking on how small the world was, Sophia brought up the bistro and the martini Fiona had ordered. Fiona went all scary on us and insisted that Sophia never tell anyone about that drink. Fiona grabbed Sophia, who appeared alarmed, and made her swear not to spill. Fiona left as soon as she was confident Sophia would keep her mouth shut. Before meeting Tate and exaggerating how great it was that Holly was in Paris, Sophia murmured insults under her breath. Sophia pretended to be pleased that Holly might be getting back in touch with Nicole. Sophia made a suggestion that Holly would have Tate all to herself if she chose to remain in Paris. On Friday's episode of Days, back at the Kiriakis' estate, Sarah was still in shock over her recollection that Fiona had been the hit-and-run driver. Sarah looked at Fiona as she entered, giving her a dramatic, suspenseful look. Keep an eye out for Sarah and Fiona's impending big clash, according to spoilers for Days of Our Lives. According to spoilers for Days of Our Lives, Abe Carver may have found Body and Soul to be an engaging way to kill time when he was being held captive by Whitley King. Fans, however, are growing a little irritated that soap operas are showing far more soap opera content than Days of Our Lives. Is it time to end Body and Soul so that everyone can get on with their lives? Spoilers for Days of Our Lives, is it turning into Comedy Central? According to spoilers, Days of Our Lives might have a more light-hearted tone than the 3 remaining soap operas. Things paranormal occur on Days on a regular basis. But it's not meant to be a comedy feature, which there are far too many of these days, rather, it's a daytime drama. Is it possible for us to just let go of our body and soul and return to the Days of Our Lives? Instead of tuning in to watch the characters on Body and Soul, fans choose to watch Days of Our Lives characters and learn about their personal lives. Is it not possible for there to be some sort of scandal that ends up canceling the program already? After all, at this rate, it is simply impossible for the Body and Soul to survive. When is it going to end? DOL spoilers, would agents from Hollywood want to repurchase it? The owners in Hollywood decided to cancel Body and Soul, and Abe and Kate bought the rights. But if they succeed in making this show popular, maybe the original owners would want to repurchase it and start the soap opera from scratch. There must be potential for the show if it can make it in a small town like Salem. If Abe and Kate decide to give the show back to the original network and let them take it, they might profit handsomely. Honestly, how will this program get to a wider audience if it's not part of Titan or Dimmer's portfolio? If everyone can see the show, how will the ratings rise? Selling the play now when it's performing well might be advantageous for Kate and Abe. Spoilers for Days of Our Lives, viewers just want the soap opera to end. Fans simply want Body and Soul to vanish, no matter how it does it. It's just boring to watch Hattie Adams and Bonnie Kiriakis bicker all the time. The money that the players are demanding from this local production is absurd, as are their tirades. How is it possible for an actor to refuse to see their character die? A portion of this is a little absurd for any kind of soap opera. Why don't they relocate the production and remove Kate and Abe from this soap opera? Even if it might take some time for Clyde Weston to obtain Chad Dimmer's money before Body and Soul is cancelled, the effort would nearly be worthwhile.